All right. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Thanks from the TikTok side sending me, I don't know what this is. Was this a cat or some sort of gift? Appreciate that. I see you, Spec. I see you, brother. I know you're going through it. I see you, dude. I know that Roki came out of the game. What was that, a blister? I was like watching Big Inning a little bit adjacently. I had kids at my house, so couldn't lock in on too much baseball. But there's a lot of good stuff to watch. We got to go over the Skenes game from yesterday, the Immaculate inning. Then there's some stuff from today. Erod, a couple big swings. So we'll get into it. Mike Breen was great. I saw he was on there. I mean, he's a legend. I mean, he's an all-time legend. More gifts. Lovely. Thank you. You're talking about DePaula. I really haven't, probably. He did pop up the other day randomly. We were watching a pitcher pitch and he happened to be hitting in the game. Maybe Sloan. Was that Sloan day? Perhaps. Okay, so Blister, Skenes, which I saw the box score, but I didn't look yet. So I do that on purpose now because I like to do it. We could probably do George as well. He pitched really well. Got into what, the 8th last night? It's a very Rays colored shirt in honor of our savior of Peralta, Kyle Snarder. Now, Peralta did have a good game today, correct? I think he did have a good game today. Let's see. Earlier in the day today. Hold on, let me reload this whole page. This page is not up to date. Yeah, he didn't give up any runs. So, obviously went pretty well. 6 innings, 2 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Fastball velo was up. Incredibly whiffy changeup. Yeah, we need to watch this too. But the shirt is a Miami City Ballet shirt. So, always repping the ballet arts. Always repping the ballet arts. How am I doing? I'm doing well. It's been a good day. Beautiful day. Great towards the end of summer day. Excited to watch some baseball. I know the Brewers are whooping the Mets behind tonight. I saw the Bryce Terang 3-run home run. I know that A.J. Ewing knocked a man out on the first pitch of the game. Right? So maybe you can go there for a second. Not that it's funny for Dustin May, but I don't know. I don't know why I laugh. I'm a sick person. But yeah, he got smoked. First pitch of the game. Right in the scap or something, and then the poor guy gets out. But 106 off the back. I can tell you from experience, this did not feel good. Man, he did not eat that at all. He wore that hard. We got to get the third base angle. Timeout. Oh, we're going to have a guy in the way, aren't we? Oh, it's horrible. Oh, he was in trouble right away. No hesitation. Imagine throwing one pitch in your start and getting absolutely dotted up. Ewing should get 2 hits for that. That's my opinion. I think it's like his shoulder blade or something. Pretty crazy. Can you do a rundown pitcher analysis on Taj when you get to him? Yeah, sure. We'll look through him. Avoid the Dodgers. Okay. Bieber, man, shit. Another injury. Damn, Terry's major, huh? So that's shoulder. I don't know. Is somebody there? Hold on one sec. You good, Brad? Yeah. Oh, I thought I heard you talk. All right, let me get back into the chat. Yeah, Taj Bradley, Immaculate inning last night. That's mean, but probably true. Not that you have to be a nerd like me to pitch well. You could be a lot better than me and not be a nerd. How about Oneil Cruz taking Mason Yard last night? Man, we got a lot of good stuff here. Sebastian, Adam, I had a question. Adam, still don't see a question from you though, cuz. Am I a fantasy footballer? No, I don't even watch football anymore, to be honest. I'm kind of over it. We watched Wheeler on last night's stream, so if you want to go to my YouTube channel, you can pull that up. You can go watch that. 4 errors for Red Sox tonight, so 4 beers. All right. Favorite movie? Ah, man, that's tough. Probably Goodfellas, but you know, a lot of great movies. Finding Forrester, Sandlot, Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Interstellar. Man, the list goes really on. I like that weird movie Her. Got a lot of movies I like out there. Can you tell me what the process is like being signed to MLB The Show? Do you sign a yearly contract? You know, I don't know what it's like as a retired player, because I don't know if I guess I was in the game this year. I must have signed something for WBC releasing my rights. But like, there's a group licensing agreement when you're in the Players Association, and when you sign that, you end up getting a check at the end of the year because all the money that licenses, you know, of people who buy licenses, companies that buy licenses to use the players' names, that money all goes to a pool, and then it gets all evenly distributed at the end of the year. So you just sign that, and then you're in the game. They do come around and do headshots and stuff with all those like crazy cameras, which is pretty dope. So anyway, yeah. So that's all I know. That's all I know. How about them Orioles? Well, Pete Alonso is on fire. That's for sure. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. What were you calling your sweeper before his name the sweeper? I mean, we did call it the sweeper version of the slider at the time. I guess it was just slider, but we did call it the sweeper a little bit. Oh, more gifts. Thank you, thank you. Why do you have games like Madden have unlimited rights to Legends, but not the same with MLB? There's also like a Legends collective bargaining, but shit, I don't know much about that. I guess we'll find out as we go. If people want me in the game and they, I mean, I guess at some point I have to say okay, which I would say okay. But yeah. Nah, I mean, I definitely never played baseball. All right, let's keep it going. So, man, that there is a lot to watch. There is a lot to watch. But I titled the program Skenes Watch. So we got to start there. Then we'll circle back on everything that happened today. I'm not even going to look at the standings yet. I'm just going to get right into this outing last night from Paul's. This is his best outing in a really long time, at least results-wise. Here is the final box score in San Diego last night. 6 innings, 3 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts. This is a pitcher's duel between Michael King and Paul Skenes. Let's look at the usage. Because I read an article today that just pissed me off. But anyway, let's see. 25 fastballs, 24 sinkers. That's more sinker usage, right? Yes, 28% sinker on the year. It's only 11. Okay, I like it. Slider, 15%. Splitter, 13%. Sweeper, 10%. Changeup, 6%. So he kind of pulled back on his changeup a little bit in this game and made an effort to add more sinkers in there. Velocity-wise, he averaged over 97. I'm tired of hearing about his velocity, to be honest with you. 97.2. I feel like it's just he was out of sync and lost command, and it looks like he had no walks in this game and good first pitch strikes. So let's see. Let's at least watch it and find out. But the article I read was just like very basic, like, oh, his velocity was up 0.3 miles an hour, and that's why he did good, basically. And it's like, no, but anyway, we'll see. Pirates and the Padres. All right, 87 pitches. 87 pitches. Let's watch it. It's going to start off the game with a double. All right, sinker, middle, swing over the top of that. Went right at him right away with the sinker. Here comes the changeup.
Seems like Skenes figured some things out.
Let me see this one again. Middle, sinker. Middle changeup, but he's out in front of that. And then the other changeup, and this is going to be a double. Tatis is red hot. It's a beautiful swing. Lucky it's not a home run, honestly. 110, he just doesn't hit it high enough. But, you know, at the same time, it was good location. It's below zone. Tatis is just a great swing and a really good adjustment off of missing the last one. All right, so leadoff double in this game. I want to watch that swing from the side. Tatis has really got his hang going really well right now with that leg. I feel like he's very under control right now. Like he's landing, he's leg kicking and coiling, but also setting that thing down very lightly and still able to maintain his posture really well. So anyway, leadoff double for Tatis against Skenes. All right, next up, Cronenworth. Four-seam up and away ball. Here comes the splinker splitter. 2-0. 2 arm side misses there. Here's another one. 3-0. All right, four-seam top of the zone, taken all the way. Here comes a sinker. Interesting pitch choice. Ends up working out as an accidental front door sinker. They're set up away here. Overcooks the sinker, but it has that run back. Cronenworth's not looking in that window. Nothing's come out of that window yet, so that's a take. Then he's going to go sweeper. And again, his sweeper's been really weird in terms of consistency. I don't even know if this is a sweeper, to be honest with you. Has absolutely no horizontal break and weird vertical break. So that was just kind of a weird gyro thing and ends up striking out Cronenworth. Gets him the chase after 2 takes. Weird at bat when you go 3-0 and then you come back. And then, I mean, then he just goes off the menu and it's just a weird pitch and it kind of works out. So that's the first out. That was, I don't know what to make of that. All right, here's Machado. Backdoor sinker strike, nice. Sinker again. Backdoor call to strike, good catch, but that's going to be a ball. Good challenge by Manny. Going to triple up on that pitch. Manny looks like he wasn't maybe looking for that. That was a very late, weird swing. I mean, you can even... His facial reaction here, too. Okay, and then where does he go to? Sweeper here. This one actually has some break to the left, -8. Pops him up. This ball also stayed up. So he's thrown 2 sweepers according to the pitch tracking here. They have absolutely insane movement. They look nothing alike whatsoever, and he got 2 outs on them. One's a breaking ball down. One's this weird ride sweeper thing. Not a lot of sweep, but some sweep pop up in the infield. So 2 outs there. Really weird inning so far. Here's Ty France. 4-seam up and in ball. Here's 98. That should have been a strike. It's not called, so 2-0. I don't think he's looked particularly great in the first inning. I actually think one of the better pitches he threw, command-wise, was the double. But he gets 2 weird pop-ups on sweepers that kind of stay up above a righty's bat, which is a nice trick if you can do it for sure for contact, and then that weird pitch he threw to Cronenworth for the 3 outs. So that's really weird. All right, second inning, Jackson Merrill. All right, that's a good location. Split down, and you're playing a dangerous game when you try to go down low against Merrill. Splitter pulled. Here's the 4-seam. They're going to try to go up with it. He gets it, blows it by him. Try to go high again. Good pitch. He barely hangs in there. Now changeup. Non-competitive, and then splinker. Gets the chase. So he got the desired effect there. I thought he started off that at bat very well and finished it well, but had some flyers in the middle. Rengifo, backdoor sweeper, very nice. That's probably the best one he's thrown yet. Now 4-seam. Good miss in my opinion. Here comes the split. 2-1. Pulls the sinker. Still very inconsistent here.
3-1 pitch.
Now that was a really good fastball. Here's the gyro slider. I mean, could have easily been a walk there. Kind of backup slider. Rengifo's protecting the plate. Slaps it foul. And now 98 on the four seam. Pretty good pitch there, top of the zone. Favorable contact. Good swing, but that's where you kind of want to get to him. You can't do much with that. Lines it out to left. All right, Campusano. All right, nice. Strike one sinker. Here comes the slider. I like that pitch. Little bit far away, but not far off. All right, 1-1. Not a good slider there, but he's fortunate. It gets to 1-2. Now he's going to go to that bigger version. That was a good pitch, but a better take. No problem with that pitch. He's going to try it again. Good movement. Good take. Sinker's right wide open. And he throws this one 98-6. All right, that's the best pitch of the night so far. Perfect pitch here. Didn't really see this one necessarily coming. It's a perfect sequence. But also 99 backdoor sinker. So that was nasty, that last pitch. Still felt like he was a little inconsistent that inning, but definitely trending better. Third inning, first pitch. Hit on a sinker to Xander. 97-98 on that, so leadoff hit. Now Harris, are they going to bunt? Take that free out all day long. One out man on second. Back to the top of the order, Tatis. Great location there. Spin rate looks a little low on that four seam, huh? Really good slider there. It's probably the best gyro slider I've maybe ever seen him throw. This one had some real tilt to it. No, this one. Yeah, that was pretty nice. And then he throws the ball that we just watched. So it's 1-2. Another one. Great pitch, great take. Sinker back door. Pretty good pass at it, but there's enough hop on that and enough run on that to kind of get off the barrel. So good pitching there, I thought, to Tatis. Unfortunate for Cronenworth there. Good approach. Got a pitch he was probably looking for. Something down in the zone. Put a good swing on it. Right at Oneil Cruz. So we also talked about how Paul hasn't been as good, but he's also been getting bad luck. That was a little bit of good luck right there. Leadoff hit was kind of whatever, but that was a good swing. All right, Machado starts off the fourth inning. 2-0. Sinker back door, very nice. Sinker again. So it looks to me like he's just sort of finding out during this outing that his sinker's got pretty good command and he should go to it more. Backup slider, not a good pitch. You can see his reaction to it. Watch Skenes' reaction to this pitch. He's pissed. He's pissed. He knows that's a bad pitch, but he got away with it. All right, one out. Ty France. Force him up and in ball. Good pitch there. Here's 97-8. Really good pitch there. He's going to try it again. He's getting back to his 13 or 14 inches of IVB, which is pretty good for him. Another one. Sweeper coming now. Hangs that one. Gets away with it. Another heater up. So he located a bunch of heaters up that at-bat there. That was pretty good. I feel like the command has been a little better so far this inning. All right, here's Jackson Merrill. Nice pitch there. That looked gross. Yeah, that was kind of droppy.
1-1, round one, pick one.
Change up down ball.
At such a young age.
A lot of swings and misses.
Splitter foul, and then four seam up. Good swing. Very fortunate outcome. He's going to be out on that. That ball almost killed him. This is a very poor mistake. He pulls it down into Jackson Merrill. He hits it 99-8 right at him, but he gets a piece of it, so he's definitely had some more fortune in this game. There's no doubt about that. All right, fifth inning, so 2 more innings. Bad sweeper there.
Yes, that's actually where the best shark are.
Not a bad pitch there, not a great pitch there, but he had to throw strikes, so I can't quibble with that too much. Four seam. Velo's been, I feel like, maybe not like high as people are dying to see, but it's been pretty consistent. I mean, that's almost 98 right there. He's throwing some 97s here, and he's in pitch number 60. Four-seam down, gets the call. Then swinging strike on 98-4 sinker. Sinker's like the only thing he's really had good command of. He's thrown a couple good four-seamers at the top. Everything else has been inconsistent. But really good action on that sinker in this game. And I think he just sort of went with it at a certain point. See, the sweeper's still very inconsistent with the execution. Now back to that sinker, the trusty sinker. Beautiful pitch. Man, look at the action on that. This is the best sinker I've seen him have in a long time. All right, 1-2. Here comes the changeup. It's everywhere, Spectre. It's literally everywhere. It's literally everywhere.
Having a ton of success with it.
Four-seam up, I don't mind that location. And then a strikeout on a slider. And that one was pretty good. I think his arm angle probably came up a bit in this game. Is where I'm landing. I would love to see the TJ Stuff arm angle from this game. Because to me, it feels like he's a little bit more on top of his pitches today. And now he's getting into a perfect spot on his, seam-shifted sinker. He's also having a little more consistent IVB. He's getting behind it. And he's even having a little bit of depth look to some of these sliders. Like this ball, yeah, that's got some up-down to it, which he's struggled with. So I would guess his arm angle ticked a bit higher in this start than what we've seen recently. Sinker's in a great groove. Slider ball. Sinker ball. Sinker again, ground ball to short. That's a very desired outcome there with that sinker. Xander was able to pull one in the hole before. But yeah, if you're going to try to pull a sinker, you throw one middle away, you get him to roll over. That's a very effective pitch. And then a one-pitch hit this time. I don't know what to make of this hit. It's actually a decent first pitch. Like you can't, this is the 9-hole. You go right at him with a fastball. It's top of the zone. And he just top spins it into right. Amazing job by Mangum to hold him to a single. So now Tatis comes up. And this is going to be interesting. Third time through, man on first, no outs. What's the highest IVB you ever averaged for a game season? I don't know, probably in the 16s. Low 16s. When my arm angle was higher. But like most of the time in my career, I was like a 13, 14, 15 probably IVB on my four-seam. But then there was also years I just stopped throwing four-seamers. All right, so I need to lock in. This is a 2-1 sinker, and he gets this ball pretty far in. So again, the sinker had great action on it in this game. Great action on it. All right, here is Cronenworth. Four-seam up by him. Four-seam up ball. Sinker ball. Here's a pickoff. Guess we'll watch that. No, not his best one. Backdoor sweeper. That didn't sweep at all. His sweeper is so messed up. Four-seam away, fouled off. This is kind of like, to me, this is like where, like, man, if he doesn't throw this ball right on the edge, he might be in big trouble with this pitch. That only had 10 IVB on it, and I don't know. It's a challenge heater and a challenge heater count. Now he's going to go back to the sinker. Really good positioning by the Pirates. That was well executed just to get one in the box there, basically. But they had, who's that, Horwitz over there? No, it's Triolo or somebody over there on the side. See the alignment. I think he just decided to trust the sinker because he knew he could throw it for a strike there. All right, one more batter. Manny Machado. Kind of a hanger, gets away with it. And now back to the trusty sinker in this game and gets in on the fist and pops him up. So, all right. I mean, look, I actually think there's only two things that I think really changed in this outing. I think the sinker was a lot better, and then he rode that a little bit. It did have about its typical movement, but he had great command of that pitch, I feel like. 58% zone rate on the sinker. 6 balls in play, 2 of them hard, probably on the ground, 82 overall exit velo. So the sinker was a big difference in this game, and I have a feeling his arm angle is a little bit higher. Other than that, I can't tell you he pitched any better. I think he was still very inconsistent with his command and with the movement on that sweeper. He threw some better sliders. And at times he located his fastball up, but I don't think it still to me wasn't vintage Paul Skenes. The big difference was his sinker was consistently in the zone, and it felt like it had really good late action on it. So that's kind of where I'm landing with Paul. I still have no problem with his velocity. It still looks great to me, regardless of what people are saying. But yeah, I think I think this was an outing where more things went his way. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. And I'm glad we got to watch that. All right, what do we got here in the chat? And we'll get on to something. Would you rather fight 1 duck-sized human or 100 human-sized ducks? I mean, 1 duck-sized human. That's easy. 1 duck-sized human? That's a tiny human, right? That sounds pretty easy. I still don't fully understand gyro versus traditional and its benefits. So I think the gyro is actually kind of the traditional. Like it's that short, look like a fastball, slight deviation pitch is the traditional slider. The bigger slider is the sweeper. And then there's obviously a spectrum. There's a lot of stuff that's kind of in between those two. But I don't know. All sliders, different varieties. Holy shit, Tatis' stance has changed. He was fiddling with it a lot because he was weird early, but right now he's really on time with that leg kick, and he's totally saved his season. Feels like all year he hasn't had feel for that sweeper every time we watch him. I mean, seriously, it's just not consistent. It's clear as day. And you could see he wasn't even happy with his execution a lot in this game. And that's a 6-inning no-walk game, but it didn't feel like it watching it, right? That's why you got to watch. Very easily could be fooled and been like, oh man, he looked incredible. He did it. Sinker was better. You know? Sinker was better. Also, first start after talking to Dodger staff, and he does good, makes you think. Well, it makes you think, Spec. I'll say that. It makes you think. Can you look at Jesus Luzardo's outing today? His best one all year, I think. Yes. Is shorter arm path always better? I would not say always. I would not say always. Jump and velo is encouraging. Yeah, but it's minute. So honestly, I don't think about it much. But yeah, sure. Should your arm always stay bent in your delivery? I mean, I think it's better not to go to like crazy extension. I think you want to be in a neutral position with your back arm. That's my personal opinion. That is my personal opinion. All right, Taj, good point. Let's go watch the Immaculate inning from yesterday. Where's Minnesota? Minnesota versus the A's. Yes. This was yesterday. Minnesota Twins versus the A's. Taj Bradley did, in fact, throw a Immaculate inning, and then I'll go. I'm not going to watch the whole outing, although it is impressive he had 11 tickets in this game. And then I'll go look at his Savant page and just take a gander. All right, 5th inning. This has got to be it. Cortez, Servin, and Bolte. So not exactly the murderer's row, but nevertheless, Immaculate is amazing. All right, 96.5 strike. 96.3 up, fouled off, and then the split for the first punchy. That was nasty. So really, 2 really good heaters, really good execution on the split. I like his splitter. I've always liked his splitter once he started throwing that. 2 years ago, maybe it was 3 years ago, with Tampa Bay, I felt like he was about to maybe become an ace, but that hasn't quite happened yet. All right, so first pitch, downward cutter slider thing for swing and miss. Here's 98. Doors, and then curveball. So really doing it with all the pitches and getting fortunate within it with an absolutely heinous chase right here by Servin. Bro, this ball was never a strike. It's outside the whole time. All right, so that's number 2, and then number 3.
Never even gets to you.
Kind of a backup cutter that nicks the corner for a strike. Man, these immaculate innings are tough to get. Backdoor split, and then 100-mile-an-hour fastball. This is gangster. 100-mile-an-hour heater for the Immaculate is incredible, and it's dotted at the knees. He didn't even mean to do that, but he definitely put some extra oomph into this one. So that's pretty great. Let's watch the Taj Bradley delivery from the side on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Gets weightless. I talk about this a lot. Get that drop into the hinge or your back hip, whatever you want to call it. His arm path is interesting. His wrist already being kind of cocked back there is interesting to me. Man, his lead leg block is doing a lot of work there. Comes up on that heel pretty aggressively. Look at that lockout. Holy cow. See, I could never do that move, but it is very powerful. All right, so that's Taj Bradley's immaculate inning. Fantastic. I think that's the first one of the year, as far as I remember. Here is his season. All right, 26 starts, 3.97. 1.28 whip. I feel like he must have pitched very well lately, and I just haven't really noticed. We haven't watched a whole lot of Taj Bradley this year. Velo's still great. K percentage is still great. Whiff percentage is still great. Chase is actually not what I would have expected, given how hard he throws and the sharpness of his pitches and his north-south attack. That should be more chase there. Ground ball, sure. Hard hit, sure. Barrel, sure. But I'm surprised about the chase. If he got more chase, he'd probably be unbelievable. All right, game logs. Not pitching as good this month. He's got a 5.4 this month, but he had a 2.9 in July with a 1.05 whip. So he had a tremendous July, and he had a pretty good start to the year. Sub 3 through his first 7 starts, it looks like. Maybe 8. I've always liked him, but I'm surprised at some of his underlying numbers, to be honest with you. Got to get the walks a little better. And got to get the chase would help a lot. I'm just surprised he's not getting as much chase. You saw some chase in that immaculate inning. Anyway, I think that's kind of interesting. I still like him. 25 years old. I mean, I know he's about to probably get it more expensive because, you know, he's an ARB and stuff, but I've always liked Taj Bradley as a solid piece. All right. All right, let me go answer some more questions here. See what we got. Have I watched Holmes start from yesterday? No, not yet. It's not a bad idea. Do you think Benz chases down JJ for Rookie of the Year? I'm sort of feeling that way, yeah, but I mean, you just never know. Just never know. Plus, like, I feel like McLean's got a pretty good case too, and now Sal Stewart's got the 100 RBIs already. I mean, it's just one of the all-time head scratcher, in my opinion, NL Rookie of the Year races. What's the most fun team you've ever been on? Why it's the 24 Mets? That's probably like second or third most fun team I've ever been on. Really fun. But I don't know if the most fun, but definitely really fun. Definitely really fun. It's more fun to just dominate the whole year and like high step. That's the part of the thing. Jay's trying to go to 10-6 in bullpen games. Is it immaculate if they foul one off? Yeah, but not with 2 strikes. It's got to be 9 pitches. The foul balls could be there early. Why could you not improve your time to the plate? At one point, I was quick, but it just became hard. When I started figuring out some big cues in my delivery, it was hard for me to do it fast. And then also I just got slower over time. And then also for a long time there, it never really came back to bite me. Like even being the worst at it in the league before the rule changes, like I could not care about it for a few months. And then in a big spot, I could make the guy not run. Like I could just hold the ball, you know, have them call timeout 3 times, pick off 8 times. I've definitely done this before. And then just not. Eventually, the guy's like, "Fine, I won't go," and you just be obnoxious about it. But with the limited amount of pickoffs and the pitch clock, they took away that lever, and then I was cooked. Can you explain the first pitch ideal location? I feel like it's mostly middle. Yeah, the ideal location is in the zone. Really, it's more so the choice, like what to throw first pitch. But yes, got to be in zone. Of course, there are better locations than others, but overall, middle is great. No problem. I answered you already, bro. Why are they all caps? This is a long conversation. I should probably make videos about this. I would say, yeah. I mean, for me, I think it was more fun. Although, I mean, then the postseason part of it flipped. I would say it was more fun in 22 than 24 up until the postseason. And then, of course, 24 is more fun because we won more rounds. I mean, it's hard to beat that Milwaukee ending. And then the Philly series was as loud as Citi Field's ever been when I was there, at least. And it was fantastic. And then, you go get crushed by the Dodgers. But, I mean, two wins away from the World Series. So, yeah, that was fun. What else we got? Got you, bro. I'm just going through these comments here. Who do you want them to bring up, Vinny? I don't know who should get that spot. Is my thought there. Who would be the guy? What are the chances you think the Pirates make the wild card? I don't think very high. And that brings me to doing the standings real quick, and then we'll hop into another game, maybe from yesterday, maybe from today. But let me reload the standings, and then I'll let you know exactly what I think about the Pirates' chances to make a wild card spot. I know there's games ongoing, but here's what we're looking at the moment. Rays 4 up on the Yankees, 6 up on the Red Sox. Division's first and wild cards. White Sox 2 up on the Guardians. Guardians have won 7 in a row. Carl pointed that out in the Discord. I hadn't even realized that, and I look at the standings every freaking day. Houston half game on the Rangers, 3 on the Mariners. Braves 4 on the Phillies. Phillies are still pretty hot, I would say, overall. I know Luzardo pitched well today. We'll watch that probably. Brewers 6 up on the Cubs. And Dodgers 9 up on the Padres. In terms of the wild card, American League, okay, interesting. Finally, a little bit of space. Not much, but a little bit of space now. Cleveland's got a game and a half on Texas, 3 on Baltimore, 3.5 on Minnesota, 3.5 on Toronto, 4 on Seattle. I kind of don't believe in Detroit or Seattle anymore, but yeah, I mean, they're all technically in it. National League, now you're asking me about the Pirates. I just don't think they can make it 7.5 back. I don't think they're as good as the Padres or Diamondbacks. So it's too bad their pitching really did not live up. So my answer is I don't think they can really do it. I don't think they're going to do it. I don't. Santucci, okay. What's Santucci's situation with the Mets? You asked about him yesterday, or somebody did. AAA, 23 years old. No, he's risen to the number 2 prospect now in the Mets. Well, for one thing, he's not pitching well at the moment. 0-3 in Syracuse in 5 starts, 19 innings, 17 walks. 25 Ks, 21 hits. So it's not going good. He's got a 2 flat whip in AAA. That's probably the reason. He was pretty good in AA, obviously. A lot of strikeouts. 55 heater, 55 curveball, 60 slider, 40 changeup, 50 control, 50 overall. He's a mass guy, huh? Where exactly? Went to Dookie, a lot of strikeouts. I think I watched him at Duke. Haven't seen him in a while, though. 92, 95, touches 97, high release. 86, 88 slider. Low 80s curve, upper 80s change. Walk rate improved immensely in the first taste of the pros, but he needs chase. Still likely needs a quality third pitch in there. And it's funny because they actually have 3 pitches as graded well above average here. So it's weird to say that. Yeah, that's my guess. That's my biggest guess. But yeah, I don't know. Good question there. Jonah Tong, I guess they don't want him to make starts right now. What's Jonah's stats looking like this season? 22 starts, 4.86, 100 innings, 118 Ks, 57 walks, 87 hits. Way too many walks. 1.44 whip. Wenninger, he's been up and down, right? No, he hasn't been up yet. I feel like I thought this guy got called up. No, okay. 4-7. These guys will get their chance, but I'm seeing too many walks. 60 walks and 100 innings, basically, for Wenninger. They got this guy in a trade, right? Gary Gill Hill. The Rumble Ponies. What a name. All right, now here you go. 27 walks and 130 innings in between 3 teams this year. Anyway, I just went into a Mets pitching deep dive. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to me, they all look like they're just not throwing enough strikes, really. And yeah, I think that's the main reason. I don't know. Good question. Good question. I don't know. I don't know. Why do you think Zach Wheeler's been struggling his last few starts? I mean, there's a chance he's tipping the split. We talked about it last night when we watched his last start where he did not have good results. But if you really watched him, I think he's going to be fine. I think he threw pretty well. I actually think his stuff looked good. Maybe it was a tiny bit down movement profile-wise, not much. Velocity was fine. Locations were mostly fine. It's Zach Wheeler. I trust him. He'll be fine. You'd give Tong a run in September. Is there a better 1-2-3 rotation besides the Phillies and Dodgers? I mean, the Yankees are right there, right? You got to give the Yankees credit, especially when Fried comes back, which seems like it could be any minute. So Schlittler, Cole, Fried, or Schlittler, Cole, Rodon. I mean, it's right there, right? Pretty close. Pretty close. I mean, Red Sox, maybe not at the moment, but like it's pretty damn good. They do really well. You go Tolley, Bennett, Sonny, Tolley, Bennett. That's really good. You know, plus they have other guys. We watched the Dustin May game off the rip. All right, I'm moving down a lot. Any hope for Jonah? Definitely hope for Jonah. I just don't know what the next move is. But again, we haven't gotten to watch him as much. You know, we haven't gotten to watch him as much this year because he just hasn't been up a lot. So, kind of stinks. Pour over, cold brew, or flat white? Really none of those, but I mean, pour over of those. Pour over for sure. I could do a nice pour over on the right day. Not really a flat white. Definitely not a cold brew guy. I just don't, something about it. I'd much rather have like iced coffee than a cold brew. Big Pete leading Baltimore to the postseason. Man. He's been absolutely raking. Appreciate that. Checking in. What's up? What are your thoughts on Nola shoving only when Stubbs is back there? Lights out last 4 starts. Could be a coincidence, could be not. Hard to say. We've watched him pitch well a few times. It's really good execution. All right, let's do Clay Holmes start. Do Clay Holmes from yesterday now, and then we'll do some stuff from today. See you later, Spec. Have a good. All right, let me go down. All right, we're going to watch Clay Holmes from yesterday. He's now made a couple good starts for the Cubbies. And I think this was the biggest injury of the year to the Mets. Call me crazy, but man, he was on pace to do special things with the Mets, and he's already done special things. It's only 13 starts, and ex-Woba doesn't like him as much because it's not a strikeout heavy approach, but boy, his contact quality for me is pretty consistently not dangerous. Right in the ground. 5-6, 2.26, 13 starts, 75 2/3, 55 strikeouts. Also, his outings that I watched in the WBC were unbelievable. So anyway, since he's come back, or since he came back, and, you know, obviously got traded as well. 4-4, but then 6-2-0, 5 1/3 and 1, and 7-0 in this game we're about to watch. 2 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Player breakdown. And the big adjustment was just like going back to relying heavily on the sinker. Now, man, his velocity is super down. 92-1, man. I remember when he was closing and he was averaging 97 with the sinker. But again, it's a contact approach for the most part. 25 cutters, but I feel like his cutter is pretty depthy. We'll see that. I think it's a gyro slider, really. Sweepers, 12. Changeups, 7. He's got a really good action on his kick change. And then 1 curveball. 8 hard hits, but 6 of them are sinkers, so they're probably hard ground balls. All right. Let's check it out, Clay. All right, what the fuck was the first pitch goes? He just did this to establish don't get comfortable in the box. Just throw one right to the backstop. I am a little concerned about the velo, though. I'm not going to lie, man. 91? Clay Holmes is like one of the largest humans you'll ever meet. It's weird to have, maybe it's just this is a little peculiar to me. Even though I know this is a great outing. So 4 sinkers in a row, and he's got a crazy sinker from his arm slot, total outlier. And Nootbaar just somehow pops it up. All right, Corbin Carroll. He also pops it up. Hit that ball pretty good, but it didn't travel. Tap is there. 2 flyouts on the heavy worm-killing sinker. There's a sinker, strike, and cutter. So really fast first inning. Lightning fast first inning. Only throws 1 non-sinker. And it's this cutter, which to me is really a gyro slider. And he actually dots this pitch beautifully down and away. And Moreno rolls it over. So really easy first inning. All right, second inning. Can you explain what you mean when you say gyro slider? What I mean is he's throwing it with bullet spin or gyro spin, and it's not designed to have a ton of movement. It's going to spin kind of like a bullet coming at you, and it's just gravity's just going to tip the nose down with a little bit of depth to it. It's certainly not a cutter, what they're calling a cutter on here. It's certainly a slider. Adam, how did you like pitching at Chase? You know, I kind of liked it. I mean, I gave up my fair share of runs there, but I felt like I was nasty there. Even though it was at altitude, I always felt like my pitches were sharper. They were kind of moved later. And I also had my best ever velocity game of my life on that mound in September of 2014 when I hit the 99.6. So I liked pitching at Chase a lot. And often I actually was very sharp there. So, big fan of that. All right, here is a walk. That's what Perdomo does. Good job right there. Don't know yet. Don't know yet. Don't have any theory on that yet. There's a 93. Here comes a 94. Big park, too. It is a big park, but I mean, you know, it's a very good offensive park. Ball flies in the gaps. Really fast infield. But I always felt good about it. All right, there's that kick change I was talking about. Now, this is a pitch that he started throwing last season, and his is really good. It's had -3 on it, and you can see the drop. I mean, his balls, they come from really high. Look at that delivery. You wouldn't necessarily teach it. I mean, he's completely leaned out of the way to get his arm in that spot, but no doubt it's a nasty effect. So there's a strikeout. And now a sinker to Nolan. First pitch sinker, which is always dangerous, I think, to Nolan, but oddly he pops it up. So he's gotten some weird pop-up contact on some very depthy sinkers. Could be. Could be. Just a little peculiar, though. He's generally a very hard thrower. I had about 3 different cutter grips in my career. Maybe 4 different cutter grips in my career. But at the end, I simplified it a lot. All right, here's that slider again that they're calling a cutter, and he gets the swing and miss on that from Tawa. So despite the leadoff walk, very quickly retires the next 3. Let me hop in here real quick to show you the cutter grips. This was one that I used for a long time when I still was using the sticky. And I would just kind of like get here and try to tell my pointer finger to hang on to the ball, and I would gyro it a little bit. And then later I just went onto the horseshoe and I just turned the ball a little bit, and I tried to just keep my wrist super stiff as I came through and throw it like on a 4-seam, but like cocked to the side so it would continue to go this way. And then at one point, I also would like kind of try to throw it like a slider grip, but just try to not turn my wrist at all and throw it really fast and then gyro it off of that. So those are the 3 different grips I used. I think the last one was the best one, just kind of a 4-seam cock to the side. But, you know, everybody finds different. Everybody does it differently. All right, 3rd inning. Sinker ball. Sinker strike. And then changeup. Didn't really have the usual bite on it, but miss hits it, pops it out to Pete. Now Jordan Lawler, who's been showing up a little bit in the coffee cups lately. Cutter slider away. Let's go. And 0-2. See you later. So breaking ball there. Wipes out Lawler. And now back to Lars. He got 4 sinkers to start off the game and flew out to left. Make it 5 sinkers, and now 6. Now 7. Now 8. And now 9. So Newbar sees 9 sinkers and gets out twice. Tried to pull that, ended up being pretty well located at the bottom of the zone. 1 hopper into the 3rd inning. Sinker strike to Corbin Carroll. Changeup down, ground ball to second. His changeup's got great action. That was good location. Moreno got him to pull a cutter slider to the left side of the infield his first at bat. 2-0. Here's a sinker. Cutter coming here. And then 3-1 sinker. He's going to walk him. Now Perdomo again. Sweeper that was probably in there, but it's a ball. Now to the sinker. Good pitch there. Change up now. This pitch to me is such a good pitch from him. Pulled it a little bit, pulled foul. Gonna try to go for the chase slider down. Good take. Front door sinker. Nope, they're going sinker away. Fouled off, now curveball. Misses. And then sinker again. This is gonna be a hit. So he gets in a little trouble here in the 4th. Back to Kepler. Punched him with a changeup last time. Sweeper ball. Sinker pulled foul. Adam, do you ever go back and watch your outings? I actually have a video on there from some of my pitching in 2024. It's like I threw a hidden no-hitter early in that year. So I have that. And oftentimes people will ask me about a specific outing and I'll go back and watch it one way or another or talk about it. But, you know, I'm not playing right now, so it's not really relevant as much. Weird check swing. Kepler's looked awful first 2 at-bats. Yeah, sure, I'll watch Elmer. Why doesn't he throw fastballs? He's a sinker specialist, but he has a ton of other pitches, but all his whole thing is downward angle. He doesn't really have the ability to, like, ride up his 4-seam fastball. It's just not his strength, so he doesn't pitch to that. Terrible chase there by Nolan, just anticipating a strike here, and I think he sees it away and thinks it's a sinker. And now he's going to throw it again. Amazing that he made contact at that, but he helped him out a lot there by chasing 2 pitches way off. And that's the advantage of having a sinker that can look like it starts so far away and comes back. Then you sometimes get chases like that because they see the ball away and they start swinging thinking it's a sinker. And it's not. So, all right, 5th inning. Tawa. I do think his velo is mildly concerning in this game. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'd like to. I mean, he's getting good results. He's still really smart. He's still got really good pitch packages. Like, the way that his stuff interacts is great, and like he's gonna get a lot of weak contact and quick innings. But I just feel like he's got less margin for error. With if he's gonna spam sinkers, you'd like them to be 93 or 94. But I don't know. This one's 94. And he gets a very generous front door sinker call way too late. I mean, this ball's way down. Ildemaro Vargas hesitates hard. Can't believe he called that a strike.
How are you supposed to appeal?
Yeah, well, it's the showmanship. You don't get style points.
All right, here's Lawler. Cutter away and then sinker. I don't mind the 93 mile an hour Clay Holmes, but the 91 is I don't love. I don't know. It just makes me nervous. 6th inning. Nootbaar. Oh, Nootbaar finally saw a non-sinker, and it was a ball. Go to my YouTube channel. We watched it yesterday. If you pull up yesterday's stream, there's a chapter on Wheeler in there if you want to go watch that. So go to my YouTube channel in the bio, Andrew. You can get that from yesterday. This is the, what did we say? This is the 11th sinker that Nootbaar's seen in the game, and he's gotten out every time. All right, here is Corbin Carroll. Sinker away, ball. Sinker away, ball. Cutter base hit. Can't keep down Corbin Carroll for long. Here is Gabby Moreno. Sinker down. So now we've watched two guys pitch scoreless outings for 6 innings. Skenes and Clay Holmes. And I would argue that I don't think either of them pitched as well as their line indicates. And it's just fascinating to watch that back to back. So.
There goes Corbin. Moreno bounces it to the mound. Holmes, no chance at second.
What does Mitchell want?
At least stay out of a double play.
Where's Mitchell? See you in the chat here. What's one tip you'd like to give a young pitcher like me? I would say
Sweeper lands.
I would say work on like what you're looking at when you're looking at your target. Like one of the more important things for training command is I'll give you a quick example right here of how I would do it. So say for example, I wanted to throw a pitch like up and away to this lefty. Like say I wanted to throw it here and the mask was my cue, right? The glove wasn't my cue. I'm not just going to stare a hole through that mask the whole time. I don't think that works very well. So what I usually do is I go ahead and I lock my eyes in on where I want to go, right? Then I take my eyes off of them and I look somewhere else. And then when I look back, I don't initially lock back in on that spot. I look at everything. I look at the whole forest, right? And then right when I start to go and my head, usually I would look back before this point and I'd see the forest. And then right when I get to about there, like right when I get to about my knee at the top, that's when I switch my eyes back to the target and lock in. So it's about focus, but kind of late focus. And I literally want to be so located on like this spot. I want to be so dialed in on that spot all the way to like this point, like beyond my throw. I want to never take my eyes off of it till beyond the throw. Not like to like here and then I go look somewhere else. Like beyond the throw. So anyway, that's my one piece of advice there. All right, anyway, we'll keep going. 0-1 count. Here comes a changeup to Perdomo. Fly ball to center. PCA is there. Can of shit. Out for the 7th. Here's Kepler. Kepler's looked awful in this game. Breaking ball fouled off. Here's a changeup. Guess the steroids did not help him. Changeup away. Sinker swing and miss at 90. And then sinker 91-4. Ground ball to second. Great diving play. Great diving play. That ball was hit pretty hard, actually. Probably the best swing of the day from Kepler. I guess it wasn't that hard, but still. All right, here's Nolan. He's been messed up, too. First pitch, sinker, fly out. And then those horrible chases in the last at-bat. So sinker in. Ooh, that was the pitch to hit, but he was a little too quick on it. And then he's going to punch out on the sweeper. I bet it's way outside. Yeah, he got absolutely dominated in that game. He was completely backwards in that game. And then here's his last batter. Breaking ball to Tawa. That's good location. His location's been better, I would say, in this inning. Yeah, that's dotted.
Holmes has shut them down. Now the 1-2. That year. They won in the spring. Holmes at 90 pitches.
Cutter foul. And then backdoor sinker at 92. So, I mean, he never, like, lost velo in the game. He just never had it overall, and I guess he didn't need it. You know, I love Clay Holmes. I just want to see him trend a little better into a little bit of a nastier version as we head towards the postseason. Him and Gausman both. I trust them a lot, but I'd like to see a little bit more nastiness, a little bit more potential for swing and miss or for bullying guys. I thought he had good locations at times, but definitely got some favorable, weird outcomes. And don't think he pitched 7 innings, no hit, no runs good, but he did end up pitching 7 innings, no runs. So take that for what it's worth. Take that for what it's worth. All right, let me see what we got here, and then we'll go on to some more stuff. Moreno's a top 5 catcher right now. I think the Marte situation can cause the players' coaches to be frustrated, for sure, no doubt, 100%. How's your day? It's been a great day. Thanks for asking, Jacob. What did you love for your catchers to do when they caught you? Couple setup things. One of my big things was like for my backdoor 2-seamer, when I'm trying to throw away to a righty, come back to the plate, or into a lefty, come back to the plate. I actually want the catcher to set up off the corner just a touch, so I can throw it right at the middle of the catcher as my cue point and then run it back to the corner. I also think when the catcher catches the ball like this back over the plate, I think it's a little more convincing to the umpire. So that's something I like to do a lot. Other than that, just like I like a lot of eye contact so we can like have like a subliminal conversation when the hitter's not looking. I know that's a little crazy, but we used to do that. All right, what else we got? Hey, Adam, it's Cousin Vin. Can we watch our guy Toley's performance from yesterday? You know, I wasn't going to, but we'll see. We'll see what we get to in this one. What do you think about the Michael Fulmer to the Yankees? I'm a little concerned about some workload stuff now with a few of their relievers. Cruz is now on the shelf. Maybe better now than later. Hedrick, velo's trending downward. He's pitched a ton. Bednar's also pitched a ton. I'm a little worried about that if I'm a Yankee, but Fulmer's there to be a stopgap. Yeah, we'll do Luzardo. We'll do Luzardo right now. Do Luzardo right now. I was not with the Yankees. This year. I was with the Yankees a different year with Domingo, 19, when he got suspended. But I wasn't there when that stuff happened in the clubhouse. I wasn't there for any of that. Erod 2, we should watch. Does Erod have a chance for the Cy? I still think Mizorowski's going to run away with it. He's just has an outlier tendency. Yes, you answered your own question there. It's a special sinker. It's different for him. Sam's just being a hater. Yeah, gimmick sinker's making him tens of millions of dollars. So, anywho, I won't forget about Elmer. We're going to do Luzardo, and then we'll do Elmer after that. All right? Hang in there, Jared. All right, Jesus Luzardo. He's kind of flown under the radar because Sanchez had the 50-inning scoreless streak, and Wheeler was like gangbusters when he came back. But look at these numbers. Can't tell me he's not a top 10 pitcher in baseball. Can't tell me. You know, just can't. Not with those numbers. He's already over 200 punch. They don't hit him hard. I mean, he's really nasty, and he's not tipping, which is kind of what happened to him last year. So this is the game we're watching against the Mariners. 7 innings, 1 freaking hit, 3 walks, 9 punchies. Player breakdown on Jesus, 39 sweepers. This has been a great pitch for him since he really started chucking it a lot last year. 38 heaters, 17 changeups. I've always loved his changeup. And 10 sinkers. Monster whiff in this game. Over 30% on 3 of the 4 pitches. 72% first pitch strikes. All right, Phillies, Mariners. Jesus Luzardo. All right, let's see it, kid. Getaway day. What was your peak slider RPM? Probably like 3,100. 3,100, yeah. Probably 3,100.
Luzardo, I like to call him effectively wild. Doesn't walk much, though. 7% walk rate on the year. That's well below league average. You've seen, but the sweeper is the
Somebody's
pitch
texting
that I
me.
guarantee the Mariners are meeting about and talking a ton about for the game.
1.65 earned run average.
All right, I haven't even started watching, but we're on to the 5th pitch. 1-2 count. Here's a 4-seam. I love the glasses. Jesus rocks. He's got great velo. Now he's got no extension, similar to Ryan Weathers. They're actually kind of comparable in some ways, but Luzardo has a much more, in my opinion, under control delivery. A better, I mean, there's something about Luzardo's deception and repeatability that's better than Weathers, but it's a similar approach. But Luzardo's got, I guess he's got better fastball. I guess you've got to say he's got a better fastball despite having the low extension, being a lefty and relying on changeup and sweeper a lot. All right, so that's the first out. Here's the second out. Randy doing his statue take. Next pitch, 85.6, tapped back. Yeah, neither does Jesus. That's why I'm comparing them. All right, heater there to Julio. Also both fish.
Well, it seems like that's the one you can't.
No, I don't think so. They were both drafted and had low extension when they were with their original draft teams. You know, Luzardo with Oakland and Weathers with San Diego. So, no, they didn't teach them to be low extension. But they definitely, you know, probably conceptualized their ability to pitch a little bit similarly with what they have. Anyway, long fly out here by Julio on an 0-2 fastball. I don't know if this is actually going to be gone or not. What's the case here with Bryce? That might have been gone. That might have been a home run. So maybe a robbed home run, at least a very nice play from Bryce Harper. All right. Cal Raleigh, red hot, but maybe not from the right side. Fastball away, strike. Extension is the distance that you release the ball in relation to the plate, like how far you stride off the mound when you release it. This is I'll show you it in a minute. This is a breaking ball where Cal Raleigh gets undressed by a nasty sweeper. Now, when we talk extension, what I'm talking about is how far when you release the ball, like Luzardo, it's like right here. How far is this from the pitching rubber, right? From wherever that pitch, I can't draw all the way on the right there. Whatever this distance is, that's your extension. Elite guys with extension, they release the ball like out here. He's way back here. So it's just a distance thing. That's all it is. But obviously, the further you are from the plate, the slower your stuff feels to the batter. The closer you are to the plate, the faster your stuff feels to the batter. So, anyway, that's the deal. But I actually think low extension is a good thing for changeup. More time for it to dead fish.
He goes down swinging. It has been the impact.
That makes way more sense than what you were thinking. Got it. All right, good. I'm glad we could tell that. Have you watched much of Seth Hernandez? Yeah, fair share. Love him. What is the single best stat to critique a pitcher? I mean, I would say, like, honestly, like in terms of like a result stat, I mean, how do you not like whip?
strikeout shy.
If you don't have a lot of base runners, you're probably doing well. So it's kind of a catch-all that I like. I always valued whip a lot. There's a backdoor sweeper to punch out Wisdom, P-Weezy, or whatever the hell he calls himself. Backdoor sweeper, see ya. Who's next? Sinker down. Justin, Mr. Crawford here. JP Crawford. Sinker, sinker, sinker. Sinker. 4 in a row.
An immense amount of ground balls.
I don't care that much about FIP. I know Philip's big into FIP. FIP's great on over the long term, but like in a given year, it doesn't always tell the story, in my opinion. And I think there's people that can beat their FIP. But generally speaking, yeah, sure. And there's a 4-seam. So this was a very good sequence. A lot of sinkers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 sinkers, and then 2 4-seamers. 3-1 and 3-2. And he beats the hell out of him with both of them. So it's like he basically was like, yeah, I throw you sinkers, but then now you can't cover the 4-seam. So that was diabolical. All right, next inning. 93-5, rolled over, fired to first. Was Cutter a good bridge pitch for you? I don't know if I would. I mean, it's very effective when you get away with it. It's such a bad pitch in terms of contact for me that it was like, if they hit it at all, it was probably a bad thing a large percentage of the time. But if I could throw a cutter in the strike zone, first pitch or second pitch to a batter, it was amazing. Because then they didn't see my best pitches, and then I could usually wipe them out. So yeah, so the answer is yes, but also incredibly dangerous. Incredibly dangerous pitch. Sweeper down ball, so pretty good walk there by Pareda. Here is Alan Rodin, right? Is that his name? No, this is Brock Rodden. Bonnie Rodden. Brock Rodden. Oh, face shot.
The exact opposite.
Ow. And then he's going to punch him with the sweeper. He's got a really good sweeper.
Still in there. All right.
It's not huge, but it's like it's late, I feel like, and he throws it with a lot of conviction. He throws it really hard. And he backfoots a lot of righties. That was nasty. Yeah, come check me on YouTube. YouTube.
And the Rockies.
Links in that TikTok bio.
Those 3 teams have the 3
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the gift. Yeah, Philip, you got me raging over here. Next time I'll ask about luck and momentum. Yeah.
Kurtz has been hurt.
Are the Lombard Jr. errors concerning, or are people just hating? Are people hating already? Has the new car smell worn off? Did he make another error tonight? Was there a 5th straight game with an error? It's just funny because people watched him take like 4 ground balls and they're like, platinum glove. Give him the platinum glove. And I admit, his actions scream very comfortable shortstop. But yeah, he's made some errors and you never know. Gotta watch.
Strike 1, 2, Arozarena.
Yeah, the spin on his sweeper is really good. He has 5 in the last 5, so he did. All right, 1-1. Here comes the sweeper. All right, well, we'll watch it when we see Elmer, I'm sure.
This is popped up out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Uncle Ted says, I've seen 15 Lombards in the last 10 years. That new car smell always wears off fast. That's facts. Ask Anthony about it.
With 13 homers.
I know a little bit about it.
Full count.
How often do you stream? About 5 days a week, sometimes 6. All right, 3-2. There's a walk. He did have 3 walks in this game. That's a leadoff walk. Here's Julio. Julio had that good swing that Bryce had to sort of rob. Generous strike there. Pick off.
Be a tough day for righties. Yet to see a secondary pitch yet, whether it's sweeper or changeup.
Not with the current parameters. The current parameters are so hitter friendly that it's like it's out of balance. But I wouldn't mind it if it was right.
In off or the changeup blown away.
Sweeper's just got more break to the left. It's like a curveball but sideways. That's the sweeper. The slider is what you imagine a slider to be. The sweeper is a sideways curveball. That's what it is. All right, strikeout on a 4-seam up to Julio. That's the same pitch that he hit well the first time. Just in this sequence, he didn't get anything else up there, and then when he elevated, he dominated him. This is a concept that when I was with the Yankees in 19, the analysts didn't agree with or didn't understand. They would see like a pitch's success in a location, and they would tell you to just only throw it in that location. Like Chad Green, they were like, just throw your fastball only here. That's it. But what they don't understand is if you live there, by the time you get to the third one, they can cover it, oftentimes. If you start here, you throw a bunch of, doo-doo in here, then when you go up top, it's got the super effect, right? So that's what happened in this at-bat. Then you go up top, and now you're beat. All right, 1 out, man on first. Cal Raleigh. Change up, chopped foul.
Is Edgar just on every list offensively?
Sweeper down.
Back foot sweeper.
What's one pitch you wish you could have learned and could use? I mean, I tried everything. I guess like a really great splitter from my slot would have been really good, or just even like a more high riding fastball or a cutter that actually didn't suck. There's another 4-seam up. So 4-seam up, 4-seam up. And again, let's watch the sequence really quick to Raleigh. I don't want to miss this. This is important. So it's a changeup. It's something that's slow with drop, then a sweeper, down with drop and slow, then a sweeper, down with drop and slow, and then 4-seam up and fast. Now this ball's got lift, and you've got no shot of covering that. See, it's like not even a competitive swing. It's just a great sequence. Got to learn that. Did Luzardo lower his arm slot, or am I tripping? I wish that they would show that live on the Dugout app. I'm going to ask for that in the future. But I don't know. I can't tell. I haven't watched him enough to be able to... My eye test can't tell. That ball's well hit. When did I put it in slow motion, though? Of course, though, it's Seattle, and he only hit it really 90 miles an hour. So he actually jams them. So he gets all 3 outs in the 4th on fastballs. That's not a good location, but he still beats him. Oh, this was me. This was me right here. You see this? This is the bottom of the 5th. Walk out to the bullpen. This is when life is good, guys. This is when life is good. This is when, maybe you woke up from your nap at the start of the game or in the 1st inning. You go take a nice shower, go in the hot tub, the cold tub. Maybe the trainer works on you a little bit. You go make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I usually would make like a almond butter and jelly sandwich, a couple bananas, nice coffee, and then wander out there in the 5th inning and say, how you guys boys been doing down here? You guys been having a nice game so far? All right. That's how it would go.
Okay.
Sinker up and away ball.
Shared on that topic. We, along with everyone else, is waiting for...
All right, 2-0, gets one over. 2-1, sweeper. That's down, and then sinker. Tries to that's going to be a hit. Oh, wow, no. Trey Turner, but did he come off the bag at first? No, he hung on there. I did not think this play was going to be made based on Trey Turner's recent fielding. And that was an awkward play to say the least, but he does make the play.
The first base line. So if it's a first baseman you stride too soon, you lose a little bit of that length that you're looking for. Otherwise.
All right. That sweeper's a little bit into Weston Wilson. Here's another one. This sweeper is nasty in this game. That was filthy. That was 13 inches on that one. Yeah, those are filthy with a lot of drop. His sweeper's really good. Really good. Yeah, 199 whiffs on his sweeper this year. What was that? What was that right there? This is fantastic information. So, man, I've been, like, going crazy about all 3 of these guys' sweepers. Williams, Meyer, and Sonny. All year long, I've been like, man, these sweepers are vicious. These are, like, the most whiffiest sweepers I've seen. Luzardo's crushing them. crushing them in whiffs. So, I'm not saying enough about Jesus Luzardo's sweeper. All right, change up way ahead of that. Here comes a heater, probably going up and in. Brings him off the plate, and then back to that sweeper that I'm not saying enough about. And he gets a hit. Promptly gives up a hit. All right, 2-out hit. Here is Rodden. Fastball up, dotted. Here comes the sweep. What makes Luzardo's sweeper so good compared to others? I think it's late break, and he also has like tilt to it. So it's sort of like a slurve. If you want to get swing and miss on your sweeper, it needs to have depth on it, or it needs to be like a really good combo off of like a gyro pitch like Max Meyer has. Or it's just like incredible velo where it's almost like a hybrid type of pitch, but it's like a super cutter rather than a sweeper, like Gavin Williams or Cade Cavalli. But Luzardo's got like late break with depth on his sweeper. And he can throw it like 85, 86, so that's what I think.
Forearm tendonitis, you savage. Had his knee worked on.
Last year, they went out and they stacked up as much pitching as they possibly could, and the biggest arm.
Who's got the best sweeper out of all of those guys? I really like Gavin Williams's, but I mean, it's hard to argue with the results of, wow, what a play by Arise. My God, Ron Washington, take a bow. This is a ridiculous play.
This ball, oh man,
that was nasty. Nasty play.
This play displays it really well.
Is this real?
It used to be called the honey hole in college because there was actually nobody playing there. But
is this real? Does this happen yet? That sucks. Phillips on it too. His sweeper's also 87 plus, which is it's a huge deal. Like it's a really hard breaking ball. I mean, it sounds incredibly obvious, but like the harder you can throw a pitch that still has a ton of movement, probably a great thing. So that's what it is.
If that's the case for the 9, he's got plenty of runway.
No, YouTube stream's not down. Everything's working. 4-seam grounder to Trey. Pretty good location on that. In on Julio, and he's going to get one more inning here. Cal Raleigh. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the gifts. Yeah, we could watch this probably right after that. I haven't watched anything good from a hitter in a while today. But I don't know if I'll make the full 2 hours. Really good changeup there. What's the hardest you ever threw your breaking balls? I mean, I could throw like a gyro like in the 87, 88 range when I was younger. But the hardest sweepers I ever threw were like 86, 85, 86. And those were way back in like 2014, 2015. But I mean, I was averaging like 78 on it by the end. There's a dotted changeup away to punch out Cal Raleigh. I love his changeup, and he hasn't even used it a lot in this game. Now, one pitch out on a sweeper to Wisdom. Actually, almost a home run. But the ballpark's going to hold it. Just didn't hit it hard enough. 94-8. So good. Actually, great approach, in my opinion, by Wisdom. Picked out a pitch, got it. Tried to yard it, but catches just a bit off the end, I think. Now J.P. Crawford. Had a free strike there, but didn't get it. That sucks. Fastball up and in. Oh, yeah, Elmer's next. You're right. I was tempted to watch one at-bat really quick. Maybe I will, just because maybe I feel like it. I don't know. We'll see. 2-2 sweeper ball. I think this is going to be another walk. Yeah, because he owed us one more walk. And then he'll end his outing here to Weston Wilson. Change up, swing and miss. Heater in ball. Even his heaters in, they're super effective. Keeps them from diving out over against backdoor sweepers and changeups. 2-1 changeup. Man, even on a high one, it gets the miss. Here comes the sweeper. This is 88. Great depth on that. And then 4-seam called strike at 97 to end his outing. That was dominant. He's been amazing. But you see, he is a much better Ryan Weathers. He's a much better Ryan Weathers. Just a better version of Ryan Weathers. And he's a dog, too. I love the way he competes. I think he's going to be a perennial all-star. And you know, maybe he could be a Cy Young guy someday. I really believe that. I really believe that. Patrick Wisdom is hitting 5th on an MLB team. You're right. He totally is. He totally is. All right. Let's go to, all right. He's been waiting for a while. So we'll go to Elmer. Elmer came back up. He had been pitching well in AAA. I'm just going to jump right into the box score. Did the Yankees win their game today? Yes. 9-3. Elmer Rodriguez, 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, 1 home run, 88 pitches. So 6-3, quality start. Technically, 49 sinkers, 22 curveballs. So heavy sinker curveball usage. Actually lucked out a little bit in this game stylistically. Faced a lot of righties. Had incredible velo. 8 heaters, 5 sweepers, 4 changeups. I'm just going to lock in real quick because I haven't seen this guy pitch in a while. And I think that his biggest issue is going to be lefties. I think he's going to dominate righties, and maybe that's part of what happened today. But it's interesting that he simplified his approach a little bit, and his velo was really high. So I'm just going to lock in really quick. All right, Yankees and Astros. All right, haven't watched this guy pitch in a while. Watched him a lot early. Was very excited when he got called up, but I didn't know if he would be back. But because of the injuries, he's back. So 97 sinker in. 97 sinker in. 97 sinker down, and then curveball strikeout. And Pena's been really good. All right, so that's what we know the combos are, is sinkers and curveballs, and now he's got Yordan. Front door sinker with 18 inches at 98.5 for strike 1. Here comes a 4-seam with 15 on it. Not bad. Ball. Now 98 on the 4-seam. So this is the best velo I've ever seen Elmer have by far. Great location there. Underneath that, fouls it off. Here comes a curveball. Nope. 4-seam up, fouled off. Front door sinker. Great sequence there, and he punches out. The best hitter in the world currently. All right, here's Paredes. Backdoor sinker, strike. Curveball. That's down. Curveball, strike. Sinker, backdoor. Overcooks that. Gonna try it again. Wellesley snuck a little bit more middle there. 2-2, misses down. Interesting 4-seamer underneath that foul, and then 4-seamer walk. So super juiced up to be back in the show, clearly. And there's a walk, and then here's Altuve. Altuve always ready to hit. Bad play by Grish. He got turned around, bad. That's going to score Paredes with 2 outs. Altuve with an RBI double, but Grish got turned around bad here. Yeah, he froze hard on the initial off contact. Ball's hit. He starts moving now, and he's turned his whole body, and the ball's well in the air. Watch it again on the broadcast. He struggled bad with this one. Yeah, he just got turned around, and then he was actually there too, and he just didn't glove it. So should have been out of the inning there, in my opinion. Obviously, Altuve tries to jump ship. He's good at that. But I think he should have been out of the inning. Obviously, if you want to blame anything, though, it's probably the walk. But yeah, bad play by Grish there. Front door sinker, curveball to Varsho. 4-seam up. Didn't get it high enough. Curveball now.
He's had some hamstring issues early in the
Pulled
year.
foul. 4-seam, they're going to try up again. Yankees have seen a lot of Varsho. Pulls that one really bad. Here's a curveball. Kind of a very hittable pitch. But he rolls it over. So weird first inning. In some ways, it's as good as I've seen him, but the walk was unfortunate, and then the play in the center by Grish. All right, strike 1. Really good curveball. This is probably the best his curveball's been looking.
his uniform on last night, getting ready for the game, and he
Another good one there. Walker lays off it. Now the sinker.
No, I forget it. You know, lose it.
Gets in on the hands. There's Lombard. Looks easy there, although whatever. Good. Had plenty of time to make the bad throw and still get him out. Curveball ball. Curveball ball.
You know, with the third baseman being in.
Just trying to win. Just trying. They told me to make it hard for them not to figure it out.
Check swing fouled away.
All right, 2-2 changeup. He's got a really good changeup. Didn't use it a lot in this game, but when I first started scouting Elmer, I thought his sinker and his changeup were his best two pitches. In this game, obviously the curveball was big, and he just straight up throws this pitch by Taylor Trammell. Pretty good location to hit. He just beat. All right, here's Cam Smith. 82 slider now. Slider strike. Sinker down. Backdoor sinker ball. Comes back with a strike there. And then another backdoor one for a strike. So Cam Smith just set the line and wasn't going to chase away, and then he got frozen. And he didn't even mean to do that. That's just good sinker movement. All right, first pitch strike to Vasky. Now sweeper hangs that one. Here comes the sinker. Ooh, backdoor paint. Sweeper now. Nope. And curveball. Curveball's got a lot of depth to it. I wonder if his arm angle's up a little bit, honestly. Ooh, what a pick by Garcia. Terrible throw here by, who's this, Caballero or Rosie? Caballero. Tried to get rid of it quick for unknown reasons. Vasquez is not fast. Caballero does some weird shit, man. All right. Ball.
Just stealing the strike.
Huge swing and miss. He's gotten 2 swing and misses on curveballs out of Pena so far. Do you know how loved your cards are in the show? Yes. Most of the kids I meet now, they talk to me about the show much more than anything I did in real life. Ground ball to Lombard. All right, that one looked fine. Here is Jordan. 98 sinker, middle. Wow, can't believe he missed that. Change up. No. Curveball's fantastic in this game. That's a defensive swing. Good play that time by Caballero. That's a defensive swing by Alvarez. You don't see that often. All right, 4th inning. Paredes in with the sinker. Sinker down.
Real look at what goes on in a big production like that.
Sinker down. Sinker in, jam. He's got a good sinker, man. He's throwing hard in this game. All right, here's Altuve. Another ambush, but this time he got it down and away, and it's a 1-pitch out. Brilliant. We love that. We love a 1-pitch out. They just showed the thing there. First 4 starts, he averaged 95.1. He's 2 miles an hour north of that in this game. 4-seam bottom of the sinker, bottom of the zone to Varsho. Change up. So Varsho clip him here. Change up away. Sinker face shot. Here comes a curveball. So my first takeaway already, I can tell you from this game. Here's the home run. Let's see if he pulls the change up. It just didn't drop. It just didn't have any depth. 11 vertical break. It's almost as if the ball just didn't catch the seam, or it was a bad ball or something. But this is not his normal changeup. 11 IVB. You see, it just stays up. And then a really weird swing by Varsho, but Varsho does a lot of weird stuff and it works. So I don't know what, I mean, just ball didn't break. Good swing by Varsho, I guess. But anyway, what I was going to say, the biggest takeaway for me, obviously the velo is great, but it's the curveball. I think he's going to struggle with lefties in general. Much more than righties. Like, that sinker's going to chew up righties like we just saw there. But now that the curveballs looked really good in this game, that's another intriguing thing. Like, okay, curveball to lefty, that could be a big help. There's one up for a ball, and then here's a 2-0 sinker. Tramel's been late on his sinker the whole day, and this is another reason why you love having Belly on your team. He runs that down. Very nice play out there in left field. Makes that look easy. Left field at Yankee Stadium is massive. That's why you've needed a Brett Gardner or a Bellinger out there, somebody like that. Nice play there. Went out in the 5th. Here is Cam Smith. First pitch, breaking ball strike. Sinker strike, takes again. Does he throw another backdoor sinker? I guess not. Really good curveball off the end of the bat. This time Grisham's going to get to that one. Good jump that time. Now Vasquez. Sinker strike. Still throwing 97.6 here in the 70 pitch range. Sinker pulled away. I like this comment. Great comment right here by Schliv. 98.4 in. And then sweeper. Wave and a miss. That was a pretty dominating at bat. I have not met Brett Cecil. No. I mean, of course, I'm very aware of Brett Cecil, but I've not met him. No. All right, 0-2. Here's a curveball. Thanks, Jake. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Curveball. See you later. His curveball's really good, and he's dominated Pena with it. I thought it was only going to be mainly a lefty weapon, but certain righties he's wiped them out with curveballs. It's a really good curveball, man. He still doesn't get crazy spin, but it seems to be a little bit up from where it was like when we first started watching him. All right, third showdown versus Jordan. Curveball there. Sinker up. Jordan trying to wait him out this time. And he does. Goes the other way on a sinker away for a base hit. That's just Jordan taking what he's given. Great hitter. I don't particularly understand this pitch much. Like just a basic sinker away to Jordan, but I mean, it's weak contact. Does get a hit. Here is Paredes. Sinker middle. Lombard to Jazz. Double play. Brilliant. The right-on-right sinker plays, and here is the 7th inning. And I guess Altuve clips him here, or at least he lets him on, and then that run comes around to score. Curveball ball, sinker ball. We talked about how Altuve dives. I mean, just look at it. Even on a pitch up and in, right? Look where he is in the box. And then look at right here. I mean, look at that dive. Unbelievable. All right, 3-0 called strike. Nice pitch there. And this is going to be a ball. So he's going to end up walking Altuve to start off this inning. And then they end up taking him out and bringing in, I think, Paul Blackburn. All right. I mean, even his last pitch was basically 97. So I don't know what he started doing differently to throw this much harder. Like I didn't have a problem with his velo before, but to throw 2 miles an hour harder, always a good thing. Curveball was a big difference. It had more depth in this game, and it was harder, along with all of his other pitches. So that's a big factor. Harder version of the curveball with more depth. That's a double whammy of excellence. Surprised he didn't even use his changeup all that much, because I do think it's a really quality pitch. I still do believe that most of his issues and troubles will probably come versus lefties. This was a little bit of an outlier matchup situation that really favors him. Astros have a lot of good righties. They're going to play their righties. So he got to face a lot of favorable matchups. That being said, he was very impressive in this game. I've always been a big fan of him since we started scouting him. I don't know how much time he's going to get here. Maybe he gets 6 starts, or maybe he doesn't. Maybe this is it. Maybe he gets one more. I don't know. But this was good. The kid definitely steps up. The kid wants the ball. He's definitely hard-nosed out there. So a lot of good things going on. Got to keep an eye on this curveball and on his arm angle. Let's look for his arm angle to move north a little bit if it hasn't already. And let's watch the curveball and see how big of a attack weapon that really is versus lefties. I say that's the biggest takeaway. Also, there was a comment in here about if he locates his glove side sinker versus lefties, he could be elite. And I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that at all. I think that's totally right. All right, let me get back in here for a second. Did you ever cross paths with Phil Koch? No, but a lot of good Phil Koch stories going around. His dad's like the mountain shaman or something, so I don't know. Yankees love the cutter, it seems. Do you think he develops one? Definitely. He'll definitely throw a cutter at some point. Can you explain y'all's approach to tunneling your pitches? It's not so much like I pre-plan a whole sequence. It's more so like you just play the game pitch to pitch. What did that pitch do? What was the reaction? What can I play off of that line? Etc. etc. If you watch Trevor Bauer's videos, when he goes through his starts, it's not all that different. We're not all that different in the way we're looking at it. So different arsenals or whatever, and like he has some different opinions, but like a lot of it is kind of similar. And he does a good job explaining it in the moment, pitch to pitch. We did Luzardo. We definitely did Luzardo. Do you keep starting him over Warren, or is it too late in the year? I don't think it's too late in the year. I think you go start to start here, and whoever you I mean, I think at this point there's no I mean, you don't do anybody any favors. At this point you play best available pitcher to win the game. So, if you feel like that's Elmer, then it's Elmer. It's that simple. I don't know. I haven't seen the area yet, although I'll probably fire it up and look at it. We want to get to this next, probably. I just talked about that. We have a couple of funny Rocky stuff. Who was a better teammate, Chatwood or Chassin? Love them both dearly. I was probably closer with Chatty. Tell me Rex's brother's story. I mean, we were catch partners for like 3 years. He was one of the nastiest pitchers in the league in 2013. He's a freak athlete. I mean, just had shoulder problems, but a freak athlete. All right, what do you got, Joao? You're one of the best commenters ever on this show. I believe he's lacking feel with the changeup. He reminds me of lower arm slot Jose Barrios. Barrios has a better change, but I prefer ERC glove side pitches. Yeah, Barrios throws that curveball. It's a big part of his game, too. You know, it's interesting. He throws a two-seam orientated curveball, Barrios. So it's been a good pitch. It has a lot of sweep to it as well. But it's always been a little bit of an interesting curveball. And now we have Elmer with an interesting curveball. Early in the year, I thought he had better feel for the changeup, but clearly didn't go to it a lot in this game. So we'll have to keep mentioning that. I think he gets one more. Okay, one more outing. How do batters struggle against Cam when he's primarily throwing fastballs? Those pitches move so late that they're really hard to they're just hard to get your barrel on. Like by the time you get your bat pat squared up for the 100-mile-an-hour fastball, it's on your knuckles. And he plays the game really well pitch to pitch. Cam also has elite command, in my opinion. So, anyways, Miller versus Cruz and George Kirby. We could end with that, maybe. Yep, 25K subscribers. It's been going crazy this week, which is great. Appreciate everybody. Imanaga is a bomb giver-upper. That's kind of his thing. It's kind of his thing. I mean, he's a great executor. He pitches great, but it's kind of his thing. Who was a random pitcher on the Rockies who had a nasty, nasty pitch none of us know about? I mean, I'm sure you know about Jorge De La Rosa's splitter. That was filthy. I thought Chris Russin's quick pitch changeup in 2017, especially against Justin Turner, elite. Look it up. Elite. Can we DFA someone to get to Paul out in the 40-man before the playoffs? Teo needs to be off the postseason roster. Okay. We already looked at Luzardo. Is Stanton intimidating when pitching too? Probably the most intimidating because you know he could kill you. Oh, man. I mean, that being said, listen, Stan's got 2 home runs off me and Judge has none, but we all know Judge is a better hitter. So it's tough. McLean versus Cam, who are you taking long-term? Man, I've been sticking with my McLean answer for a really long time, and I think I'm still going to stick with it, despite the fact that I think Cam could potentially win the American League Cy Young this year and is having a much better year than Nolan McLean this year. I'm still sticking with McLean long-term. Is that crazy? I think that might be crazy. All right. So we're going to watch that one at-bat yesterday, Mason Miller versus Oneil Cruz, and then I'll watch George Kirby and we'll call it. There's probably more shit to look at, but it's late. So here's the one home run. It was Padres and Pirates. It was in the Skenes game. And it was late in this baseball game that Oneil Cruz came to the plate versus Mason Miller. 2-pitch at bat. 2 outs in the 9th. 100.8 at the top of the zone. Okay. and then a home run on a changeup.
To Manny Machado at third.
You're probably just going to never see Mason Miller throw a changeup again. And there's another fucking Kalshi ad on the wall. 111.8. I think he's got a good changeup, but again, like, you get beat with your third pitch, you're clearly your third pitch, you're very likely to just stop doing this. And all that happened here is he just pulled it a little bit down and in, and then Oneil Cruz was able to get barrel to it. This ball was absolutely crushed. I mean, almost nobody hits the ball quite like Oneil. This is incredibly whacked. Brash's slider or Nestor's slider? I mean, definitely Matt Brash. Although, obviously, Matt Brash's arm can't handle throwing as nasty as he is. So, that's one issue. But in terms of pure output, it's disgusting. All right, that was impressive, Oneil Cruz. That was very impressive, I have to say. That was something. All right, I've been told to watch George Kirby from yesterday, and I sure will. And then we'll move on for the night. All right, here we go. Mariners, Phillies. So we've watched a lot of this series. I watched Wheeler pitch in there. I watched the Rally 3-home run game. We watched Luzardo start. Now we're watching Kirby start. 7 2/3, 6 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. He's become more contact-oriented this year. It's been an interesting trade-off. He still has not found perfection yet with his mix, but I love George Kirby. I've always said that I think George Kirby could win a Cy Young someday. All right, 37 fastballs, 14 sweepers, 13 splits. Wow, a little more split action, like it. 11 cutters, 11 curves, 6 sinkers. So actually went away from the sinker when he had gone more sinker earlier. This guy is not afraid to switch it up. Huge whiff on his fastball in this game. Great velocity, averaged 98 in this freaking game. Absolute gas. And we all know about his command. So here we go. Mariners and Phillies, and this will be the last game of the night. I know you want me to watch DePaul. I'm sorry. I'm just too tired. We'll get to him. He's just not up yet. One day, pretty soon, there's going to be a slow day. Then we'll watch a lot of prospect stuff. All right, George Kirby, the kid from Rye, New York, right up the road. Let's see it. Kyle Schwaba. Kyle from Waltham leading it off. 98 Bayou, first pitch. Kid's got 39 pumps already this year, Schwarbs. Ooh, pumped it Bayou twice. But then he spits on the knuckle curve. Here comes the sweeper. Just high. And Bayou so throws 3 fastballs right by Schwarber with outstanding lift on that. That's 19 inches on this. This was absolute gas. All right, next up, Trey Turner. 98 up, check, swing, strike. 99, so coming out with some angry heaters in the first for George and throwing him right by everybody.
Back-to-back fastballs to Turner.
99 again, fouled off. And then sweeper dotted away at 90. Man, this was vicious. This is nasty as hell. Man, and I know he didn't have a good start his outing before this one, so maybe there's just some anger coming into this game. And first 2 batters were electric. Bryce is going to get a hit. Sweeper in zone, whacks it to right, and then a 1 pitch out of Arise. Man, Arise swung at the first pitch. Who knew? Almost a home run, but he got jammed a little bit. Caught out there by Dom Canzone, 92-8. Got jammed a little bit. Second inning coming up here.
Kirby, a really strong start to this game. Couple of strikeouts in the first inning. He hit 99 miles an hour.
Is it wrong to think that if you reduce the pitches he threw and focus on his 4 and 5 best pitches, he'd be better? I don't know. I'm more into having all the options, but definitely favoring your best pitches and not losing the plot of what your best pitches are. But I wouldn't eliminate them in general. You're going to need them for certain situations, if that makes sense. That was a ground out on a right-on-right sinker in on the hands. It was very nice.
And Bryson Stott, a big reason why. He's behind 0-2 now. 20.
Yep, 100%. Sometimes he'll take his hit to right, but not often. He really won't. Blackburn's been filthy all year. I'm so happy for Paul Blackburn. Pitching awesome. All right, so Stott's going to hit a knuckle curve that he didn't get below zone. Tap it through the infield. Here is Marsh. First pitch heater, and he gets jammed into left for a hit. One of the all-time BABIP kings. So that's going to be first and third. 1 out for Crawford. Man, my neck is so stiff from looking at this iPad. Fastball up and in, ball. And then sinker. This is going to get that run home. So 3 consecutive hits. The first one was kind of lucky, but the last 2 I thought were pretty good. Like, that's what they're trying to do. All right, here is Stubbies. Curveball down, ball. I mean, it's just like you're a human, you know? Like, the day, how you feel that day, how you've been trending, you know, what you're dealing with. There's a million variables, you know? All right, 4-seam middle there, kind of actually away. Stubbs doesn't hit that very well. Randy's got that one, and then he's going to go first pitch, curveball to Schwarber, check swing, tapper, and that's an easy out. So Schwarber with a 3-pitch, 3 whiffs on a 4-seam the first time, and then a very weird contact there. All right, 3rd inning coming here. Sweeper popped up. If you go onto the Discord and you put what to watch in the what to watch segment of the Discord, a lot of times that stuff does get watched. And we also have a scouting and prospects section in there. So yeah. We're grinding tape from George Kirby's start, his dominant start from yesterday. So Trey Turner, a 1-pitch out. What do you know? It's away. Shocker. All right, Bryce Harper. 2 pitchers not want to sign with Colorado because of home runs there. It's not home runs, it's hits. It's hits. Also higher injury risk with the altitude, and it's just overall the hardest pitch to play, hardest place to pitch. So that's the reason. And yeah, that's the reason. Also, they don't really at this, not anymore, they don't do it anymore. They don't like overpay for starters. All right, so there's a nice splitter. We've noticed that he threw about 12 or 13 of these in this game. This is the first one I can really notice, and it's a really good drop to Harper for the punchy, effective part of his arsenal. This is we were talking about this earlier. I think Mets World commented about, should he simplify his mix? Every now and then, you're going to need that 5th or 6th pitch, and if you can execute it, it's brilliant in the moment, and that's what happened there.
Here's Luis Arise with 2 outs. But it must be...
You just know how fleeting that.
Yeah, this is probably a over generalization, but yes, basically true. All right, Arise takes them to the left. No shame in that. Here's Alec Boehm. You just don't recover as well. There's not as much oxygen in the air, so your sleep quality and therefore your recovery quality is not as good. So that's the thing. It's also not this simple. But, sure. I think it would be different if Kirby didn't have such high command over 5 pitches. Yeah, I mean, there's some people that need to drop a bad pitch. But I don't see that with George. I don't see that with George. But it was a good comment. It was a good question. Seattle's at sea level, so ball doesn't fly as well. Exactly. And I think the batter's eye is it's a pretty tough visual for the hitters. It's also a little chilly there, so it's not like it's not like a place where it's super hot and the ball's flying because of that too. This is a screaming 98.5 heater to get through the 3rd inning to Stott. All right, 4th inning, here's Marsh. Sweeper strike. Splitter down, swing and miss, that's nasty. Perfect sequence to start. This is a perfect 3-pitch sequence. Perfect 3-pitch sequence, we've got to watch it again. Backdoor sweeper, I love it. Taken all the way, then splitter down, gets the chase, and then screaming heater up and in, doors. That's just, you just got bullied right there. All right, Crawford. Cutter strike. Like, remember I said earlier, that I think cutter was a good pitch for me? Only if I got that reaction. 0-0, strike cutter, now I love it. But any other outcome, I hated it. Sweeper down in, off the cutter, that's why he gets the chase. That tunnel set that up. Ground out to second, very nice. All right, Stubbs. Same thing there. Cutter, and he gets the pulled foul, so now he knows he's on heater timing. Now splitter off of that. Opposite movement. He didn't execute it, but that's okay. Now he's got curve for backdoor. Yep, lands that. Now he's got fastball up. Or splitter down. He's going splitter down. Ends up going splitter away. That's why he doesn't get the punchy. But it is weak contact. That's an out.
Took the awkward swing there. Goes cutter top.
Swings again, pops him up.
It does make the ball carry, but it's not one of the biggest home run parks because the fences are really far back. I mean, it's one of the top 6 or 7, but it's not like a faraway number 1. It's more so that everything's a hit because there's so much field. Also, your pitches don't move the same. So there's a lot of challenges with it. All right, jams him there, pops him up. He's absolutely owned Schwarber in this game so far. And then Trey Turner again, just down and away, another easy out. And now Harper. This is an ideal 5th inning because he had the top of the order and he got really quick out, so he gets Harper with 2 outs and nobody on. Nasty splitter, splitter ball. I never felt like it was annoying to pitch at Coors, though. I loved pitching there, believe it or not. All right, cutter up and in. Jam City, and very nice play at second base. So this was kind of a lucky play, but a good pitch. I mean, he gets up and in with this pitch. Do you prefer watching games with or without the zone overlay? I like both ways. I like doing it both ways. Yeah, we need some likes, guys. Can you guys throw me some likes? We haven't had the hugest YouTube turnout, but we need some more likes on YouTube. Thanks, guys. All right, cutter up and in, strike. This is the 6th inning. That was actually a ball. Then 97 taking all the way, and then split to a rise. Easy play there. Yeah, that 5th inning was chef's kiss.
Kirby should have a permanent red light. Okay.
Sinker in, fouled off.
Yeah, basically that he was the worst.
Knuckle curve down, and then 4-seam up.
0-2.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, and if you like a little cool little baseball animation, it's a win. All you gotta do is hit a thumbs up. All it does is help drive more people to the channel and make this show more of a thing. And I like doing it. All right, cutter. He's got really good locations with his cutters to lefties. Like, this is in off the plate. If you can get a guy swing off the plate, I don't care what pitch type it is, I like it. Splitter down, see you later. That was a great sequence because he speeds them up so much with this cutter up and in. It has good velo. And look at the location. It's in off the plate like I just talked about. So now he's all screwed up. Then you throw a splitter out of that same window, like in, like that, and then it's down, and you just got no shot. You're cooked. All right, last inning. Marsh. Sweeper backdoor ball. Sweeper down, fouled off. Thank you for the gift on TikTok. TikTok, TikTok.
Mariners coming off a series win against the Cubs. And a chance for a series win tonight.
I'm a simple man. I joined the stream. I like stream. I enjoy stream. Thanks, Zoinks.
Cubs were the National League top.
Can I analyze Dylan Cease paintings? Oh, man. I love that he paints. I love that he paints. I'll say that. I love that he paints. Little ground ball. When he triggers seam shifted wake on that sinker, the late arm side fade makes it feel nearly impossible. I agree. There's nothing like a great seam shifted late breaking comeback sinker. Nothing quite like it. Here's that cutter. I talked. He's located it really well. It gets another swing in off the plate. So, like, if you can dot your cutter, like, sure, man. All right, 2 outs and nobody on. Stubbs tries to go for the bunt. This is a 1-run game in the moment. Burying up and in on the lefties without floating over the plate is a recipe for success. Well said, Anthony. Well said. And then he doors him up top. So he's going to get himself into the 8th inning, and he's getting himself a 4th shot at Kyle Schwarber. Not many people get this. Owned him so far. 4-seam up. I'm going to answer this question in a second. 4-seam up. If you were struggling with command, would you touch a mound more times a week? Sometimes, yes. Sometimes, yes. Sometimes, yes. It's a good idea. You just got to make sure that it's not gonna. You're not gonna like over practice and hurt yourself. you know, by throwing too much. So he almost gets him with this splitter. They challenge it. It is a barely off the plate. And now it's 2-2, and he's going to punch him with a fastball. Still 98.5. It's the second time. He absolutely owned Schwarber in this game. It's the second time that he punches him with the fastball. This is why I think George can be one of the elite pitchers in the game. Like, he's combining, like, amazing physical ability, like, in terms of velocity, with huge pitch mix and elite command. So to me, it's just a matter of him figuring out his sequences and getting a little consistent batted ball luck, and he's going to be great. That's 2 outs in the 8th after that backdoor sinker, and then this is his last batter. I think Harper gets on, though. Knuckle curve strike.
Another swing and a miss. VP. His 0-2.
There is a standard, but they still mess it up. You know, they still mess it up.
Facing Harper is 1-2.
Don't worry, we're not going to. I see you guys in the chat. All right, 2-2 heater up, still throwing mid-90s, and then Bryce is going to get a hit on this curveball. Bryce had great at-bats the whole game. They had a great battle. Punched him with a split at one point, but Bryce got a couple knocks. Great battle. I continue to love George. He's my favorite guy on the Mariners. I know people are partial to Wu and Gilbert, and I know he's not having his best season ever, but man, I would love to have my favorite team, whoever that is, your favorite team, acquire a guy like this. I just think there's still so much in there. There's still so much in there. It's crazy. But yeah, he gets hit sometimes. No doubt about it. All right, that was George Kirby. That was a fun watch. That was a really dominant outing. He came out angry and he maintained it the whole game. He was throwing absolute gas. Absolute gas. All right, couple 2-second things in here, and then I'm getting out of here. When you were playing, TrackMan mound something you would avoid when struggling, sequence struggling, or would it depend on the context? Definitely depends on the context. One thing that this show, I would hope, illustrates to a lot of guys is that the TrackMan is a useful tool. It's a player development tool. But when you watch the games, what's the most common thing that messes up a guy's start? It's usually just lack of command or lack of execution. If their stuff stinks, then yeah, you better go work on that. But by the time you're in the game, we see plenty of guys with good stuff that get whacked, or they just beat themselves. So I still think execution is king, and I always remember that when I was first getting to Major League spring trainings, what would impress you the most in a bullpen was a guy's execution. Like when I watched Chris Carpenter or Adam Wainwright or Kyle Loesch or whoever, Jake Westbrook, throw a bullpen, they dotted everything, and that was so amazing. But if you go to a spring training bullpen now with TrackMan, nobody's dotting anything. They're all throwing it, looking right at the monitor to see how nasty their pitch was in the movement and the velo. So it's just different. But again, the execution rate is so important, and I try to illustrate that every day on the show. You know. So. All right. That is about it. Let's do, yeah, not an ad. All right. Let's do probables for tomorrow. Obviously, right now, I'll tell you what's happening right now, and then I'm going to say goodbye. A's are up 7-4 in the Twins in the 7th. White Sox up 10-4 in the Rangers in the 9th. These are the finals. D-backs 2, Cubs 0. Sorry, Erod didn't get to you. Rays 3, Tigers 0. Sorry, Freddie didn't get to you. Meant to watch both of those guys. Guardians 4, Angels 3. Reds 10, Giants 9. That was a crazy comeback at the end of the game. Phillies 6, Mariners 0. That was Luzardo. Padres 3, Pirates 0. I don't remember who that was. Red Sox lost to the Marlins 4-0. Ryan Gusto pitched well in that game. Rockies 13, Nationals 1. Yankees 9, Astros 4. Blue Jays 3, ending the Royals winning streak. Brewers 8, Mets 1. And Braves 6, Dodgers 5. Setting our Dodger friends are not very happy. And Orioles 8, Cardinals 7. Pete Alonso's still the man. Here are our probables for tomorrow. Rockies, Nats, Hughes and Irvin. Orioles, Cardinals, Rogers, TBA. Astros, Yankees, Wesneski and Cole. Cole's been great lately. Royals, Jays, Cameron and Arrighetti. Cameron's been unreal lately. Brewers, Mets, The Miz and Minaya. Manaya's been good. The Miz has been better. Dodgers, Braves. Wow. Yoshi and Sale, as we'll be doing the stream tomorrow night. Diamondbacks, Giants, Cabrera, Roop, and that's it. So another stream again tomorrow night. Friday will probably be normal time. But yeah, that's the plan. And that's it. Thanks for everybody watching. Fun show, fun stream. Don't forget to throw me a like on the way off. And I'll be back tomorrow with more baseball and coffee, more baseball after dark, all that sort of thing. Appreciate you guys. And I will see you guys mañana. Thank you so much for hanging with me tonight. All right. Have a great night, everybody.